Hi, my name is Kevin Reich, and I'm running for the 1st Ward City Council office. This campaign, I believe, in many ways reflects my approach to governance. It's a grassroots campaign, is probably the most typical way to express it, but I look at it as a network. This isn't as much a political effort as it's a community-building initiative. People work together, they live together, they share volunteer activities through their PTA, their churches, their community associations, and it's that network that really is the fabric of this community. And if I'm not approaching this campaign and building a coalition that actually taps into those energies and those connections and enhances them and focuses them for a political effort, well, that wouldn't be reflective of how I like to do things. If it's about people, it should be with people and it should be on their terms. And we've extended a sort of a spider web of connectivity, mutual trust, and sort of letting the community's voice determine, how I'm going to direct this on their own terms. One of the things that I propose in terms of my model of service is that the council person is the full-time person that can correlate all the jurisdictions that affect a community. So the other people on the school board, park board, the county commission, our elected people at the legislature do not have the ability, because they're all part-time, to coordinate and focus in a manner that affects the community. And a community doesn't treat these things as separate. They are a sort of an organic whole. And the council person has that responsibility to make sure each piece that affects the other is actually being served in that same manner. Here's an example. The Edison High School is surrounded by some of the oldest housing stock in northeast Minneapolis. It also is surrounded by acres of polluted industrial land. That, of course, had a negative impact on the school. The school, in turn, had a negative impact on the housing market because many families either wouldn't move there or were quick to move out as soon as they had children that were getting close to school age. Now, the first thing I did is, under my purview, I did have funds to go and clean up polluted land. I remediated, under my watch, 6 acres of polluted land that are now actively on the property rolls. Additionally, drug homes that littered throughout the area are now cleaned up and now homeowner occupied. The park, which had 4 decades of not having infrastructure improvements, now is cleaned up and it's a proud piece of the community. All these things are around the school that make up, in a sense, a sort of virtual campus. Now, the last piece of this is the school itself, and working very closely with the partners within the administration, we're starting to turn that school around. So every aspect of that part, and we're talking about the heart of northeast Minneapolis, is at its best. And if that's at its best, it affects the whole of Northeast, and if Northeast is humming along, that can only be good for Minneapolis, because what is good for Northeast is good for the city of Minneapolis.